Hi everybody. So today I'm going to be talking about Ruby on Rails and why you should be learning it in 2020. So just a quick introduction. Actually, let's listen to my voice for a sec. Oh wow, I lost internet. That's not good. Ruby on Rails. Actually, let's just appreciate my voice, right? I finally found a pair of headphones that actually has a decent mic. So hopefully you can hear me better now. Um, anyway, as my internet tries to reconnect, hopefully I can still access the slides. Looks like I can. Why learn Ruby on Rails? So what are you looking for? Ruby is a scripting language. What I'm talking about is Ruby on Rails, which is a library that allows you to do web development with the scripting language Ruby. So you have to ask yourself what you're looking for and who you are. So first off, we're going to just talk about some hypothetical situations. If you're an experienced developer but don't have experience with web development, Ruby can be a really good language because it's similar to Python. Um, Web development is a budding industry, and if it's something that you're interested in, there's a lot of opportunities for jobs there, both freelance and in industry. And also, knowing more languages makes you more flexible. If you know more languages, or say that you know a little bit of Ruby or are familiar with some of the practices of web development because you know Rails, that can make you a more appealing candidate when you're talking to a recruiter or in an interview or whatnot. This is for experienced developers who are already experienced web developers. Ruby's in demand, and it's not slowing down. And what I mean by that is a lot of companies really believe in Ruby, and their backends are uh, so there's so much written in Ruby already that whether or not you'll be writing in Ruby or translating it to another language, they need Ruby on Rails developers. Um, it's the newest version of Ruby on Rails is compatible with JavaScript via the asset pipeline and its newer equivalent, which I'll talk about in a different video. Um, but yeah, just trust me, it is compatible and it's very nice. It fits very nicely together. And last but not least, it's fun and flexible. You can do a lot with Ruby in a similar way that you can do a lot with Python. And Ruby on Rails is also a very flexible framework. For budding developers with some or no experience, Ruby on Rails lets you create a very quick prototype using its generators. And what that means is with one line in the command line, you can generate the skeleton of your application. And with some gems, or libraries as they're known in other languages, you can, again, in just a few lines of code, have a simple login system already generated for you. So Ruby on Rails takes a lot of the repetitive nature out of programming because it's just a waste of everyone's time. Web projects are also a great way to build your resume, as if you host them, they're very easy to show to both recruiters and interviewers. You can put it on your resume, you can link to the GitHub, and the GitHub can link to your live site, and it can show off what you've done. Finally, Ruby can be a stepping stone. If you have some experience in Python, you can easily go to Ruby, as they're both languages that can kind of be read like English. Or if you're a web developer and are looking to learn Python, learning Ruby can be a nice in-between, where you'll do what you're familiar with web development, but also get to be familiar with Python, or a language like Python. So why should you learn Ruby in 2020? Let's talk about the history. Ruby on Rails is old. It was first released in 2004 under an MIT license, and it's been continuously updated ever since then. That is 16 years ago. As of 2007, Rails was shipped with every new Mac. So Ruby and Ruby on Rails was shipped with every new Mac running Leopard. It was pre-installed for every Mac user. So who uses it now, I guess, is the most compelling question. It's 2020, many years later since 2007. Who still uses it? Well, let's start with some small names. Goodreads is, I guess, by no accounts a small startup, but it's a book platform which allows you to get books that are familiar, that are similar to books that you're already interested in, or books you've previously read. Twitch uses Ruby on Rails, and Twitch is a streaming platform. It's a budding streaming platform where gamers and other people can live stream content to their fans. It uses Ruby on Rails. Who else uses Ruby on Rails? Kickstarter, Groupon, Fiverr, Indiegogo, Bloomberg, and Hulu are just some of the names of companies that actively use Ruby on Rails. Twitter initially was actually written in Ruby on Rails and has since migrated away from it, but still has a lot of their backend in Ruby on Rails. And yeah, so just think about these. Hulu, Bloomberg, Fiverr, all these, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, all these companies are huge, but that's not even the biggest names. GitHub. I'm sure almost every one of you is familiar with GitHub. It's an online platform that allows you to share your code, contribute to open source projects. It uses using the Git protocol. GitHub is huge. Everyone knows. Everyone who goes into industry is going to probably be using GitHub. There's a huge demand for GitHub. As well with GitHub, so that already is a lot of demand. But GitLabs is a GitHub subsidiary where that's not the whatever word I'm thinking of, a sub company of GitHub where they're focused mainly on classrooms and classroom development. So GitHub really believes in Ruby on Rails. Finally, Airbnb, another gigantic company. This is honestly what you're aiming for if you're a web developer that wants to go into industry. Ruby on Rails is so in demand in Airbnb. And yeah, it's very competitive. So Ruby on Rails is there's definitely competition, which is caused by the desire for companies to find Rails developers. So just a quick recap, just the overall benefits of using Ruby on Rails. It's useful to pick up because it allows for quick prototyping, meaning if you have an idea, by the end of the week you might have a minimum working example of that idea to show off to your friends, your family, yourself, to see if it works. That goes hand in hand with Rails' generators, which allow you to easily generate the skeleton of your project. It takes the repetitiveness out of developing a web app because all the things that are common between web apps are kind of generated for you right off the bat. It's in demand, meaning a lot of companies are really looking for Rails developers. I just went over a lot of them. I'll go over one more time. All of these companies, Kickstarter, Groupon, Fiverr, Indiegogo, Bloomberg, Hulu, GitHub, GitLab, Airbnb, all of these huge names, Twitch, Goodreads, all of them want and need Rails developers. Another thing is Ruby is friendly. It's nice. It reads kind of like a sentence. Very useful. It's versatile, meaning your database solutions can be really customized for each kind of web app, and its relational database system allows you to it's very easy to understand for beginners, which was something that is often hard if it's not hidden behind a simple API. Serverless Ruby is an advanced topic that I'm going to talk about in another video, but if you're interested in Googling it, you can. I'm still learning about it. Gems. There are so many gems for even the smallest things, from small things to huge things like scraping or doing web video development, video editing and stuff. All these things, there's so many gems for almost anything, and I recommend that you Google different Ruby gems and just say thing I want to do Ruby gem and see if it exists. It's a very versatile language. That being said, that's pretty much all I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that helped clarify why I at least think Ruby on Rails is still worth learning in 2020. So if you enjoyed, please and share it if you think it's useful for someone else. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Alrighty, bye!